What is up, guys? Happy New Year or Happy New Year's Eve, whichever it may be when you're watching this video. I hope you came here to check out some mods because that's what we're gonna do. So let's do this. You know, there are a couple of different things in Minecraft that can definitely be improved on. One of those things, I believe, is the bow and arrow. But there doesn't seem to be too many good mods out there, or is there? I happen to come across a great mod called the Switchbow mod by Moon. It allows you to shoot arrows, a bunch of different new arrows into enemies, and allow these different kind of effects happen. It gives you a brand new bow, and you can even make a crossbow. The main difference between the crossbow and the regular bow is that when you shoot the regular bow, it acts just like the bow you can make in Minecraft. It just arches over and then falls down. With the crossbow, you don't have to worry about that. The crossbow will fire straight no matter where you're at. It will not arch downward. So if I were to just go up here and shot across, it would probably just keep going until it hit a tree or a mountain off in the distance. In this mod, you're also able to make quivers. Quivers can hold a bunch of different arrows, and how you access it is you right click it and it can hold up to 64 arrows in each slot here. So that is a lot of arrows to go through, so you don't have them all up in your inventory. The other cool thing about this is it doesn't take too much to make. So if I were to just go and see, it only takes some leather, a chest, and some string to make your very own quiver. As I'm sitting in JEI here, you can definitely tell that this mod adds a bunch of cool new arrows to the game, and we're going to check out some of my favorites. Before I just start shooting off some arrows here, just to let you know, this mod comes with its own configuration of different buttons and how to go through different arrows. And if you see on my screen, right where the crosshairs are, there's a little arrow, and that indicates which arrow I'm going to fire off. If I wanted to change that, it's going to be different for anyone who downloads this mod. So just if you went to go ahead and go into your options and controls, in your controls, you're going to be able to go down here and see, probably way down here at the bottom, and that's taking way too long, and switch bows right here, and it'll tell you next arrow, previous arrow, so I can go in between different arrows that I'm going to fire off. So let's go ahead and go back to this, and I'm going to press V to go to the next one, and the first one we're going to fire off is the thunder arrow. So if you wanted to go ahead and just strike down thunder at your enemies, I would not recommend doing this to creepers, because obviously that's just going to make them a lot more dangerous. And honestly, these are pretty easy to make. All you need is some blaze rods, some flint, and a feather. So, and it actually makes 4 of them. A little overpowering, but really cool. Now I got the TNT arrow. Wow, okay, yeah, that does a pretty good amount of damage. The first one I shot off at the beginning of the episode was called the air arrow. This one I have right now is the burial arrow, which acts completely opposite of what the air arrow did. Instead, buries your victim down into a pit where they slowly die, and then if you wanted to grab the items off them, you would obviously have to dig down just a little bit to get whatever they drop. This mod even comes with some torch arrows, so you go ahead and just fire off some arrows onto your buildings and put some torches all around, or if you were to just fire them at an enemy, it would just kind of light them on fire for a long period of time. It kind of contradicts the other arrow that's in here. Well, I wouldn't say that, I guess. It just is similar to the other arrow that's in here. It's called the fire arrow, which if I go through here, I'll go, oh, I just skipped it. And you see all these different arrows I have. There are a ton, and they all have their own special effects to them. So the fire arrow, we're gonna have fire off, and this one will do its own little cool animation. So if any entity, mob, goes into that little fire inferno, they will be set on fire. Another cool feature about this mod is it adds in these arrow dispensers, so you can go ahead and place them down anywhere you want, and they can connect to redstone, so you could go and set them off if they come, any mobs come in the vicinity and you want to go ahead and have them go off, you can click them and they will fire a bunch of different arrows out at your enemies. And if you go inside, you can actually rearrange the shooting angle, the firing range, and the shoot count. So right now it's going to fire off 9 arrows at a time, and I have 2 different types of arrows in here, the luck arrow and the bone arrow. If you want to know what these do, the bone arrow is just if you shoot at the ground, it'll make a lot of foliage pop up, and the luck arrow will go ahead and increase the amount of items dropped from the mob or the experience. I believe it's just the experience. I haven't played around with it too much to really know, but I believe it drops a lot more experience when you use the luck arrow. So storage has always been a bit of a problem when going down into caves and you wanted to get a lot of stuff. Maybe you don't want to spend a small amount of time. Maybe you want to go down to the caves for a long time and get a bunch of ores to come back with. But your inventory becomes a bit of a problem when you don't have that much to store. That's why you need to get this next mod. This next mod is called Wearable Backpacks by the same mod author from the last mod, Moon. You can think of this mod as giving you your own personal portable chest. That's pretty much what this mod does. So if I were to go ahead and take my backpack and go up into my slot chest, it'll show me that if I sneak and right click on the ground, it will unequip the backpack. And as you can see, it is in the chest slot, so you can only have the backpack or a piece of armor, not both. So we're going to go ahead and sneak and right click. It'll go ahead and place the backpack down. If I wanted to go into it, I'd go ahead and right click. It'll allow me to put anything I want into my backpack. So we'll go ahead and store a bunch of this arrows and redstone I have there. We'll go ahead and resort that, sort that. And I'll go ahead and re-equip it. And if you want to go ahead and re-equip it, it'll tell you right here, you can place it down and break it while sneaking to equip it. So let's sneak and break, and there you go. I re-equipped my backpack. One last thing to know about the backpacks is you can actually go ahead and dye them. So I'll go ahead and place my brown backpack in there. I have some light blue dye. I can go ahead and make it a light blue backpack instead of an ugly brown backpack. So I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. It kind of looks weird when that happened, but I go ahead and go into third person, and there we go. I got a light blue backpack. So now that we got our backpack handy and we're all set to go out, I think we need to do something very special here. We need to find the Dragon Balls, but only if your power level is over 9,000. If you go ahead and download the mod Dragon Ball Mod by Xline, this will allow you to get a dragon radar, which I'm holding right now, which is pretty simple to make. All you need to do is get some iron and an ender pearl, and it will allow you to search for the Dragon Balls, all of them starting at 1, leading all the way up to the 7th Dragon Ball. So unfortunately, the Dragon Balls are actually really hard to find because they can spawn anywhere in the world, not just in cave systems, but just in a big chunk where no cave system is. They can spawn, and you can go ahead and find them just like any other kind of compass. As you see on my compass is saying that the first one is around here, so I'm going to have to dig down and find this guy in order to show you what it looks like. So here we go. I went ahead and dug down. It didn't take too long to go ahead and find it, but I went ahead and went against code for Minecraft and dug straight down, but I didn't really care. I just want to go ahead and find it, so I'll go ahead and mine it out. And if I went ahead and mined it out, it will go ahead and give me my first Dragon Ball. Now, once you've gone ahead and got your first Dragon Ball, you're of course going to want to go ahead and travel an adventure to find the other ones. Of course, I don't have enough time to go ahead and go and find all of them, so I went ahead and cheated and got them all in JI here. But if you notice on my compass, it is going to go from 1 to 2 to 3 all the way to 7 in that order. So you can expect the next one you find to be Dragon Ball number 2. So if I want to go ahead and go into the crafting table now that I've got all of them, it's going to go ahead and give me a wish, which a wish is something that is done once you got all of them. It's supposed to summon Shinron the dragon, but of course it's not going to do that. It's just going to give you something called the wish here. So no spectacular little animation happening. But if I went ahead and put this in here, it's going to give me a couple different options of different items that I can get. Most of them that are in this mod right here. So you can get some sensu beans, you can get the Goku's G, Goku's boots, some different kind of scouters, Roshi's turtle shell, all these cool different little items, but some of them pertaining to Minecraft itself. As I'm about to show you, if I went ahead and put this Wish 3 in here, it's going to give me 64 blocks of diamond. That is insane. 64 blocks of diamond. Or you can get 64 blocks of emerald, or 64 blocks of more diamond. And you could go on, and this is how you change, because there are of course different types of wishes, up to 5, and you can change them by putting the wish you have currently into the bottom slot, which you get your next one, and you show off. You get 64 blocks of iron, some obsidian. So traveling all across Minecraft to find the Dragon Balls will definitely pay off in the end. And just some word of advice, if you want to go ahead and get this mod and get all the Dragon Balls, if you want to make your next time of getting all the Dragon Balls a little bit easier, you're probably going to want to get your first wish to get you the Flying Nimbus, which will allow you in survival to fly around as if you were in creative. Cheating? I don't think so. Alright guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed all the mods I went over. I really like the Dragon Ball mod because I am a very big Dragon Ball Z fan. and Dragon Ball GT. I haven't watched too much of Super. I don't know, I'm getting a little over the top here about that. But I hope you guys enjoy the mods, and if you would, please subscribe to my channel to get content like this every weekend. Thanks again, guys. Happy New Year. Peace.